And so, all right,
Maybe closer than even going to the VA.
yeah, and so if we're more convenient, I'm certainly happy to do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, are you having pain from these nails
No.
at all? Really?
Well,
These-
just a little bit from the,
when the shoe presses?
Yeah, he had trouble getting his, they were sore when you tried to put your shoes on because they're so
Yeah.
long.
Okay. And do you use compression socks for the swelling here at all?
He had
Yeah.
some, but you haven't been wearing them lately though.
no,
You haven't been wearing them.
Okay. And you're only on those 3 medications, the aspirin, you said something for,
Prostate.
but you don't know what it is?
I can call it in if you want me to give you the
No.
numbers.
Yeah,
son,
okay. Okay, and the blood pressure med?
I don't
Like a
know.
Teneolol or,
But they just changed it, didn't they change it or something? That it was the water pill, then they took it off or something, added in it?
Lisinopril?
They put a special pill, like half a pill.
Okay, but you don't know what it is. Okay.
I can call it in.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'll get your number and then I call it in because.
And that's fine. Okay, now, what I want to have you do is I want you to pull your toes up towards your nose. Pull them back. Good. Now push me away. Push, push, push. Harder, harder, harder. Good. Now, I'm going to have you relax, and I want you to hold them up, just like that. Don't let me pull them down. Hold them. Good. Now we're going to take this one and we're going to kind of flip it up and out to the side. Push against my hand here. Good. And this one. And push. Good. Now the last one we're going to do, I want you to point these toes down like a ballerina. Point your whole foot down like a ballerina and over toward my bottom drawer over there. Good. And push against my hand here. Okay, good. Now point these down like a ballerina and over toward, what's your name? Knees. Okay, good. Okay. I have a little wire here, okay? And I'm gonna just touch you very lightly with it, but I want you to close your eyes for me, okay? And tell me, where do you feel me touching you? Can you feel that?
No,
Okay, how about here? Do you feel this? All right.
no,
How about here? You feel me touching you here?
yeah,
Where am I?
underneath my heel,
Which one?
uh,
Right or left?
right,
Okay, good. And how about there?
left,
Whereabouts?
under my heel,
Okay. And do you feel it here?
on top of my foot.
Okay. And how about over here?
That's on top of my foot.
Okay, great. All right. So, other than the circulation, it looks like your sensation is okay. You know, not the greatest, but
I haven't cut the toenails, I can't reach
I bet.
down
Okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah, they don't look like they've been cut in a while, so we'll get them all trimmed short and thinned out for you and get you feeling pretty good.
The VA give me one of those pliers.
Pliers or.
One of the pliers. But if you can't reach your feet, they don't do you any good.
Now I gotta be careful I don't cut the blood.
And
Right.
I don't wanna do that.
Yeah, understood. But you're not on any blood thinners, right? Oh,
It's a
got the
half
aspirin.
a aspirin.
Okay. Oh, look, you got one nail that's completely normal looking. How does that happen?
You got one healthy one, Vern, a pen.
But you know, it's not as abnormal as you would think. We see that a lot.
And you've been putting some Vaseline or kind of
Vaseline.
Vaseline on it. I don't know, I've always put it on my feet when I go to bed at night. And keep my feet, I put a sock on to keep my heels and everything nice and smooth. And so he said his feet hurt, and I said, well, put some Vaseline on them, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I try and steer people away from Vaseline
Oh,
because it's a petroleum-based product. And although it's making it soft, it thins out the skin.
oh really?
So.
But
you-
mine gets so bad they peel, you know.
Right, so there's other lotions, and I'll show you a couple different options for
Oh.
things that you can put on, and they don't have to be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But
Don't use the Vaseline anymore.
What do I use then?
Well, she's gonna show some other stuff that's better.
yeah, you know, I even have a written up protocol to use Crisco,
Crisco?
baking shortening.
Oh, I got Crisco. I
Yeah.
got a whole big can, we'll use Crisco. I got a whole can of that. It's used for frying, when I fry my pork chops and stuff.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's inexpensive and it
Yes.
works and it doesn't thin out the skin the way that,
Cheaper than Vaseline.
the way Vaseline does.
That don't have to be refrigerated?
No.
Take some by my bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, I learned something.
Yeah, so I'll give you the printed up sheet that shows how to use it. And for people watching the video, I'll have a link to it on the,
That's gonna be way cheaper than buying Vaseline, Vern. You can buy a 3-pound can of that'll last. I can make cookies too.
yeah, or any, you know,
I got it in the refrigerator.
any lotion, if you use it, you know, every day, will also help, so. But you remember when, and hopefully Vaseline won't sue me for putting this on the internet, but do you remember when they came out with those little tubes that we used on our lips?
Oh,
Vaseline?
Yeah.
I mean, 40 years ago. And it felt really good while it was on because it kept your lips nice and soft, right?
Yeah.
But then as soon as it kind of dried up, your lips would peel.
Oh. Is that like that camphor that you buy?
The Carmex?
Carmex,
No,
yeah.
that's different.
That's different. Because I use that all the time. My lips are always dry. And I have to carry it in my pocket. And
Yeah.
they burn if I don't have it on.
She's getting down kind of low.
Yeah, I'm cutting off whatever isn't attached, and I'm gonna thin that all out and smooth it down for you too, before we're done.
She knows what she's doing, Vern.
So how did you find us?
This little Diane that comes to you, she lives in my building.
Okay.
And she says she comes here, so she gave me your foot thing
Mm-hmm.
that had the address and stuff on it.
Great,
She's
okay.
in her 80s. I help her a lot. She lives in my building.
I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, she's really a nice lady.
She's very sweet. Okay. Listen now. What branch of the service were you in?
The Navy,
For how long?
4 years.
Okay. Where were you stationed?
I was in Hawaii 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Vietnam,
Japan,
Japan, yeah.
Philippines. That's where you learn not to drink.
The Philippines?
He had a story on that. He told me they went to shore and they had the real strong beer and he had too much and got drunk and they picked him up and took him back and he had to go before the head thing and stuff and it was his first time and he was really scared and so they let him off and didn't do anything. I said, don't do that again. He never touched any alcohol after that. He never drank after that, a young kid.
Well, I'm sure you weren't the first, and you wouldn't be the last.
Well, their beer is really strong there compared to here.
Their beer is 12%.
And what's ours?
Is it
Over in-
3? Ours is about 3 or something? Or is it that much?
So your buddies carried you back to the ship?
No, the.
Or the
which
police-
is The
the-
police,
Well, the
Military police caught up with you?
military police, yeah.
Do you remember any of that? Or did you kind of black out from the alcohol?
Oh, I can't remember it, but they couldn't do nothing about it. I just went up to the captain and he said that not to do it again and we'll let you go this time.
I guess everybody gets a one warning, huh?
Yeah,
What ship were you on?
this U.S. Hollister,
Hollister.
he still got his cup. I got it at my house that
yeah.
says U.S. Hollister and the ship on it.
It's a destroyer,
Is it still in use?
no, not that I know of.
Okay.
It was taken out after I left.
Well, it was no good without you anymore. Am I hurting you, or are you just anticipating? Because you keep pulling this away from me.
No, you're doing a good job, dude.
Okay, just making sure.
This thing gets awful short nails left over.
Yeah, but it's gonna be so much more comfortable. Now, that's our main goal, is to get you comfortable, and
That grows back on again?
it'll grow back if we don't stay on top of it, but what I'd like to do is get you in every 2 to 3 months so that they don't get this bad again. Because what can happen is, if that nail gets too thick, it can cause an open sore underneath in the skin. Look at that, big chunk. Feels good just taking that off, huh? Think you're gonna need some smaller shoes?
Well, he's been just wearing those boots now so he don't slip and fall, but he's got a 12 wide, I think he wears. They'll probably fit better. He has a hard time getting them on with the big toenails and stuff, so they'll probably be more comfortable.
Right, that's what I'm
But
thinking, yeah.
I want him to keep wearing the boots as long as it's snow. I don't want him to fall down. I don't want him to fall down yet. I fell down Saturday night, sprained my ankle, and
On the ice?
no, I was going in my son's house and gonna take the step up and the dog was there and they were all greeting and I was talking. As I took the step up, my ankle turned and I twisted it and I went down. Then I went to ER the next day and they gave me crutches. Well, when I got home, I was going with the crutches in the kitchen and I didn't know how to use them and I fell down and hurt my shoulder and bruised I don't know, may have cracked a rib. When I breathe, it hurts, but I'm not going to the doctor. I didn't go that night. The only reason I went on Sunday was I got up. I couldn't get up. I crisscrow on my hands and knees.
You couldn't put any weight on your ankle?
No, and when I went to the bathroom, I couldn't even get up on the high toilet. I had to pee in a wastebasket.
Oh.
So I thought, well, I better either call 911 or my son. So I called my son and he took me over to Maple Grove.
Okay, so I'm gonna start over here.
feel so good, you're gonna wanna go dancing tonight.
Usually all set, yeah.
I am now.
Okay. You have a great day.
Okay, so for this one normal one, so we don't spread any of that fungus to this one, we'll just use an emery board here. And then you got a couple calluses on the tips of a couple of these toes that I'm gonna thin out a little bit.
That's what I'd be scared to cut off.
And you should be, because you know what, I can reach it better. And I can see it better from down here.
You're doing a great job, a lot better than what they did at the VA. They soaked in a pan of water and then they took the pliers and tried to cut it off and that was it.
Well, we're happy to have you back here. You know, I think their lines to get in and the waits are so long at the
It's
VA.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's enough just to go for your physical, you know, and you have to go wear your glasses.
You know, but I've heard some pretty great things about the VA in this city.
Oh,
So-
yeah, they do good stuff. And like his glasses, it got so backed up that they went and had us go to a place out here and they paid for it.
Yep.
Because they couldn't get,
Right, when they didn't have podiatrists there, after they fired them all, they were sending people out into the community doctors like us, so we were doing routine
They
care.
didn't give me any information on it, they just said they quit it, and I couldn't get no information on it.
Yeah, you know, and it was the same with us, depending on who you talked to there, people knew about it or didn't know about it, and so it was very frustrating for us too, but, alright.
But then when I called Blue Cross, they said that they covered it, and, you know, I asked about coming here, and they said something about copay $10, so that's nothing.
Okay, and then go a little wider and get both feet while I'm doing.
You've never had such good-looking toes. I was the one that got him signed up for the VA and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that also, how many veterans don't even have any idea how to do that?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, just put a little Band-Aid on there, and you can take that off tomorrow and that will be fine. It's not really bleeding, but we don't wanna take any chances. Now, for the swelling in here, you see that kind of swelling? We call that pitting edema, because I compress and leave a big pit there. Your compression socks are pretty important to help keep that down. Now, did you say that you usually wear them, you just didn't bring them in today?
Well, he hasn't been wearing them for a while.
Okay.
Should wear your compression socks, she said. Start putting them on. You got my shoe, or my sock thing, you can put them on there, make them easier to get on. That, remember that thing I gave you to put your socks on? That probably work with your compression, easier to get
Is
them
it
on.
that little thing that looks like a little cage and you put the sock over it and
Yeah.
then pull it up?
Yeah,
Yeah, those are made for compression socks to make it easier to put them on.
because I had hip surgery and I bought that.
Yeah.
And so I borrowed it to him. So you gotta start wearing your compression socks.
And the best thing is to put it on right away when you get up in the morning. You can keep that rolling. I just want to trim down, there's a little bit of callus down under here.
Did you say you had something hurting on your foot that one time? Was that the callus or what?
No, that's there's a little nipple on there.
Right down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just trimmed off
She
for
just
you.
cut that off. She cut it off, so
Who
that.
cut it off?
I just trimmed it off, yeah, it's just a kind of a callus there.
Yeah, see? So now you won't have that on there.
Well, it'll come back,
Yeah.
and we'll just trim it each time you come. But we'll get you on a schedule of every, like, 2.5 months, and it won't take this long, and they won't be this bad again if we can keep you on that schedule.
Yeah, we don't live that far from here, we just
Great.
live over up.
Yeah,
that's
so
like
on your way out, she can make your next appointment for you, which is
Well, I
probably,
don't go back to the VA.
it's
Well,
up to you.
Not, you can go to the VA and not pay, or otherwise you could pay $10 and come here. They do a better job here than what they would at the VA.
Well, thank you.
And
Okay,
it's not so hard to go.
well, thank you for letting me do the video.
Well, thank you.